It is the last day of 2021. Question everything, especially the supposed cornerstones of our lives. Now, everybody's cornerstones will be different. The first culture is your family. The first four letters of culture is cult. First time I said that, I blew my own mind. C-U-L-T. The first cult is your family. It's usually the strongest one too. They are the ones that introduce you to ideologies. They introduce you to religions. They introduce you to ways of being. They are the first ones to condition you away from who you are naturally. Saturday, January 15th, that's the first day in 2022 of the first group live for your mental health redefined. I don't even want you to go do that first. I want you to go and do the MiniMasterclass. If that helps you, then join those of us who are on this journey. Hello and welcome. I am coming to you from Medellin, Colombia. It is the last day of 2021. I thought I'd do a quick check-in because my life over the past few years actually, has changed significantly. And more in the past 2 years than it had transformed. I've had my evolutions of changing things, but I'm talking absolute transformation. Who I am today, the way I live today, what my life is today is entirely different than anything it has ever been. That is real transformation. You won't know what that is until you dare align yourself with who you are naturally. Honey, there's living by design and there's living by other people's desires or the conditioning for which you have been programmed for. I broke out of the damn conditioning. Is there always some lingering? Yes. But here's the thing that I am constantly doing, and that is questioning. I question everything. I question everything, especially the supposed cornerstones of our lives. Now, everybody's cornerstones will be different because we are all different. We have all been brought up with different things. We have been acculturated in different ways. Your cultures, and the first culture is your family. The first four letters of culture is cult. First time I said that, I blew my own mind. C-U-L-T. The first cult is your family. It's usually the strongest one too. They are the ones that introduce you to ideologies. They introduce you to religions. They introduce you to ways of being. They are the first ones to condition you away from who you are naturally because they need you to conform firstly to them, the things that will make them comfortable. It's why I am on parents like white on rice to understand individuality so that you are not trying to force your children to become what you want them to be, molding them like clay. And I get it. I mean, let me first of all say, I get why parents think that they even, I think it's two sides. I think there's some good to it because everybody wants to do better than their parents did. Doesn't matter if you had good parents, shit, everybody had some parents that did some screwy stuff. And everybody wants to do better than their parents did. So on the one hand, you are doing good or in competition to do better than your parents, or looking at your life and deciding that there's something you want to be proud of, and here's a new opportunity for you to do that, which is what a lot of parents do. They want to do better than their parents did, and that is the competition for the rest of their lives, which means that child has not really been taken into consideration. Listen, we all come here with our unique assignments, our unique abilities, our unique ways of being, our own individual thought, emotional, and behavioral processes. The things that make us us, and the cornerstones of life: government, educational systems, religion, family, and so many others. There are categories that fall under many of the things that we allow to govern our lives. Anything that is allowed to govern you also gets the opportunity to control you. That includes industries, the psychological, psychiatry industry, which is tightly woven with the pharmaceutical industries. Now, there are many others tied to pharmaceutical, like medical and others. I am here to talk to you about your mental and emotional stability. You are not going to be emotionally and mentally stable to do anything that is aligned with your individuality as long as you are trying to fit into what you have been conditioned to and for. I believe that everybody, especially going into 2022, especially because of what our world has been, especially because many of you have been mentally and emotionally drained, because we've got too many pendulums in the world just getting your attention, telling you who you are, and having you in that space of overwhelm. You live in stressful situations so much because the conditioning says you're supposed to do. Just go ahead and create the list. There's a whole list of supposed tos, shoulds, and they come from all of the cornerstones that you've come to trust, but that hopefully are collapsing like damn crazy now. Until you get away from the conditioning of the cornerstones and trusting the cornerstones and being under the influence of the cornerstones, you'll never know who you are. You'll never live according to your design. I'm telling you, it is time for your mental health to be redefined. And it's a very easy process. I've made it available for you. I've done a mini masterclass that really focuses on how we've been conditioned. Every person looks at themselves now and considers themselves dysfunctional, broken, having all kinds of issues, when if you get in touch with you, what you'll recognize is there are indeed a lot of things that are broken, and it ain't you. It's systems, it's cornerstones, it's the conditioning, it's the cults. So I am inviting you for 2022 to dare get in touch with you, to dare redefine your mental health. Because what they want us to believe mental health is, it ain't. I remember in college when I was sitting just waiting to be introduced to temperament. That is our design. That's how we're naturally designed. Y'all, the Central America loves it's fireworks, so maybe I'll be able to let you see some of it as it pops off in the background. Our world is crumbling in so many ways. Our world is crumbling in so many ways. Our world is crumbling in so many ways. Get your mind right so you don't live in overwhelm. That's where you've been. It's time to get out of that. It's an easy way to get to know who you are. When I was in school waiting for them to get to temperaments, I have a psychology degree because I wanted to understand temperaments. I understood it while I'm in college waiting for them to get to it. Never got to it. Only went to Diagnostic Statistical Manual for Mental Disorders so they could diagnose you and medicate you. I ain't saying your medicine ain't helped some of you. I am saying unless and until you can list your strengths, weaknesses, not really weaknesses, but strengths, weaknesses, good, bad, and ugly, we all got it. We all have good, bad, and ugly, and there are reasons for it. So understanding your design, until you do that and then understand all the environmental influences and how they impact you based on your design. Not what you sit with your therapist and talk about. Personal development is not therapy. Can you get on a personal development path after you've had some effective therapy? Yes. But if you have not had effective therapy that has actually expanded who you are instead of making you dependent on who they are, you've not done that yet. 2022. It's time to embrace you. It's time to become your own authority. It's time to understand you well enough to know what you need to be saying yay to and what you need to be saying nay to. It's time to become enough of your own authority that you don't have these codependent relationships. I want you to have a really good 2022. But I'm sure that if you don't change, and I mean change to the point of becoming your own authority, not much is going to change in your life. In fact, you will continue to be at the whim of the cornerstones that condition you. The conditioning cornerstones. It's been a marvelous last year. Cutting off any and everything that did not serve me. Cutting off any and everything that sabotaged me. If it ain't serving you, baby, it's sabotaging you. I ain't telling you to cut nothing off. I'm telling you, get in touch with you. When you get in touch with you, you'll be guided on what else you need to do. Yes, you will. We're just about an hour away from 2022. I'm so excited about life. It doesn't matter what life brings. Doesn't matter what kind of shutdowns and whatever else. It doesn't matter. A whole lot is about to go down though, y'all. I mean, y'all think it's been tough. Can you imagine if it gets tougher and you're not fortified in you? Overwhelm happens because you're not honoring your individuality. You got to honor your individuality, but you can't honor it if you don't know it. Your mental health redefined. It's your life. Choose it just as it is. Own it. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Change it. As long as you can breathe and learn, it can get better. Bye for now. From Medellin, Colombia. I'll let you see a little bit of this.